Hi, this is Dave Griffin. Today we're talking about a mission called Countdown. In case any of you have been trying to find some way to get all your Xindi ships on the table at once, this is your mission. It came with the Calindra and it replicates the Star Trek Enterprise Countdown episode. Now the forces are the Earth Alliance, 160 points, at least one Xindi aquatic vessel and one Federation ship, hull no greater than 6. That's the NX-01 in the episode. And the Xindi reptilian forces, 120 points, hull not greater than 4, except for the weapon. Now, the weapon isn't the real Xindi weapon, in some ways, in other ways it is. They don't want you to go get your Xindi weapon ship out with all of its cards and functions and put points into it. Instead, they kind of rebuild it on the card. On the card, it's a 6080 ship, Captain Skill 1, normal fed action bar, but with a movement dial a lot worse than the real Xindi weapon. If you've got an aux token, you can only go one forward, period. There's a 360 firing arc, normal firepower. You can, if you wish, use the actual Weapon Zero miniature. And if you do, you will effectively go faster because the miniature's base is bigger. Now, besides that rebuild of the Xindi Weapon Zero, the special rules include a spatial anomaly rule, which allows the Xindi reptilian player, when he loses a ship, to place a mission token on the board with a range of 1 that damages any nearby ships and puts an aux token on them. But, of course, if your first ship destroyed is Weapon Zero, then you've just lost the mission, and the spatial anomalies are somewhat irrelevant. Now, the objectives are simple. For the Xindi reptilian side, they try to get Weapon Zero from the north to the south edge of the 3x3 board. On the Earth Alliance side, they just want to destroy Weapon Zero. It doesn't matter what other ships they destroy. It doesn't matter how many of their own ships are destroyed, just so long as Weapon Zero is destroyed. The tactics, there's really 2. You can either take the Xindi reptilian forces, including Weapon Zero, and just cruise on up to the Earth Alliance forces. If you do, they will probably focus fire on Weapon Zero, destroy it, and win the game. One thing you could possibly do is let Weapon Zero lag a little bit behind you, and if you do that, then you are causing your enemy to have a decision of either shooting at Weapon Zero under disadvantage at range 3, say, or shooting at the rest of your ships, which is what you want them to do, or you can charge the escorts with your escorts and leave Weapon Zero lagging considerably behind, or even having it go in another direction. If you do that, you'll be 120 versus 160 points. The Earth Alliance is probably going to beat you, especially if you've got a thematic fleet, because the Earth Alliance forces are the ones with the aquatic cruisers. If you don't use thematic ships, even if you stick to the requirements on the card, lots of different things could happen. I mean, we all know how different a ship can be in Star Trek Attack Wing if you start adding mixed function upgrades. I would advise you to not put teleport upgrades on there, but in fact, in this mission, as opposed to a lot of others, it doesn't actually break it because Weapon Zero isn't a ship per se. It's effectively an objective counter, or possibly the miniature as an objective counter, but it isn't allowed to have captains or upgrades or anything like that, so you can't put an upgrade on it to let it warp to the other side of the board and win the game. So I would say on this mission, the disadvantage is with the Xindi reptilian side. If you have a stronger player, give him the reptilians. If you go thematically, you're probably going to lose anyway as the reptilians, so give them their head and let them be imaginative. Well, even though this mission isn't exactly balanced, I still kind of like seeing all those Xindi ships on the board. I'd rate it 2.5 stars and say it may be worth playing. Maybe not the best mission you've ever played, but probably fun. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.